everybody.
Hello.
It's a Free Life Temple Christian Centers.
Welcome.
Love worth celebrating.
Yes.
Say hello as you come in.
Yes, please.
Say hello. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Cakers Day to you all.
Cakers Day.
yes.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Please, y'all.
Hey, Kalima.
Hey, come on in. Come on in.
Welcome.
Let's come on here.
Thank y'all for taking out the time to be with us this evening.
Hello, Mom.
Hello, Mother. How y'all doing?
Hey, Evangelist Lynn, what's up, bro?
Hey.
Oh, they coming. Hey, First Lady.
Hey, First Lady.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
yes.
everybody.
Do us a favor. Like and share.
Yes, like and share.
Like and share.
Hey, Godmom.
Hey, Key, Brian,
Welcome.
Judy. Yeah, welcome everybody.
Hey.
We feel so special, y'all spending y'all Valentine's Day with us.
With us.
Hopefully we can make it worth it.
Yes,
Hopefully we can make it worth it.
Absolutely.
We can all let's talk and actually we can all learn something. How about that? Let's help each other out.
Yes, definitely.
Hey, Tanisha.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Danico, Sister
Come
Sandra.
on in.
Mo, hey.
Glad to see you all this
Y'all
evening.
coming in. Oh, look at the support. Oh, we love y'all.
Yes. So we first want to recognize our pastor and first lady on this evening, Pastor Derek L. Jones.
Yes.
First Lady Clara Jones, and our church, Free Life Temple Christian
Free
Center.
Life Temple.
We are so honored to be able to do this on this evening.
Yes.
So let's
we are just so happy that they trust us enough with it. They trust us enough. Love worth celebrating. We've done a couple times, but the church has. But last year was the first year that we did it in this format, and we were on. And so we're going to just try and have fun, have a little fun, relax, take your hats off. We're not going to try to,
tell me to relax.
Relax, relax, because if she pass out on me,
Oh my God,
your leg shaking the tech. No, just playing.
All right, so who are we? We are Lewis and LaShonda Clark.
Yes.
How long have we been married?
We have been, before you got the ring put on you, we've been dating for 25 years. Well, September. 25. That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah, 25 years, and we've been married. It'll be 10 years, April 28th of this year. Yes.
Such a blessing.
It is a blessing. We have 4 children, 2 of them which are together, So we are definitely members of the blended family homes, So it's just key. It's key and intentional, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. We trying to watch comments too.
Okay. Yep. So first and foremost, we would like to talk about God and marriage. God and marriage. I believe God definitely should be the center of your marriage. I personally say when we put God first, things began to flow better.
It definitely did.
Things began to come together.
We've seen a change.
We definitely seen a change. Before then, it was a little rough.
It was rough.
It was rough out here.
It was rough. But I'll take it a step further and say there's no other way to do it. Like without God in your marriage and your relationship, it is pretty much in your life, first of all. So you need them in your life just as individuals. And then just to try and join together and link up with someone else, you definitely have to keep him out front. And here's the thing, you hear it all the time. You hear people telling you all the time that you need to keep God, keep God. And then so much that people think it's a cliche thing. It is not.
It's not.
It is not. You absolutely have to keep him in your marriage. And man, the difference that you just see, I mean, with everything, step by step, just keeping them in front of everything.
Yes,
so
definitely.
I think that we clearly struggled. We clearly struggled before that. We did. We didn't communicate well. We didn't know how to communicate. We didn't fight fair.
Nope.
We had just different, differences, when you're coming from different backgrounds, you're raised different, you have, different outlooks, different views on parenting, different things like that. There's plenty to argue about. There's plenty to argue about. So, with that being said, if you're trying to do this on your own free will, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Not going to work.
Yes.
It's not going to work.
That's right, Godmama. Equally yoked. Yes.
Definitely equally yoked.
Yeah.
I was reading something and it was talking about grace and how God gives us grace daily. But it also said your spouse is grace as well. Like you have to you give so much grace to each other. Throughout marriage, it's just different. You have to extend grace to each other when you're married, because if you don't, you'll find yourself, like whatever.
Yeah.
You'll put divorce on the table, and divorce is not an option. You have to take that off of the table. It's not an option.
Yeah, and grace, we all need a little grace at some time, because and it switches. It's not always the same, the same person just needing the grace. So, to be able to extend that in your marriage, in your day-to-day life, is just very key. I think what I learned about being able to extend grace, well, because sometimes in situations I don't want to say you feel like you're right, because most of the time I'm right. So so with me being right all the time, most of the time I'm usually extending the grace, like, come on, get on board. No, just joking, but definitely can have that nature. You definitely can have that nature of, and who's to say who's right when when you, like I said, when you come from different settings, different backgrounds, different things change that. So to be able to extend grace in the marriages, that's a good point. That's really key.
Absolutely.
As you think, like, also when you're trying to extend grace to one another like that, you also got to be careful to receive it. Because let's say sometimes you can extend a little, I don't want to say too late, but by the time so we got to be intentional about having the grace, in the beginning, right in the beginning of the situation, of the argument, the dispute, the disagreement. Absolutely. Because without it, but where will we be? All of the grace that God extends to us day in and day out, his continuous grace and mercy, the audacity of us to not extend it to anyone, your spouse, your loved ones, and all. So let's stay on the grace train.
Let's stay on it.
Stay on the grace train.
Another thing is, like, when you're uncomfortable. So, when you're uncomfortable and, in your marriage and your relationship, when you're uncomfortable, you have to know that on the other side of that uncomfort is something fruitful. Something that's gonna grow.
Yeah.
Something that's gonna just grow and prosper and everything. So I think so if you're in a situation where you have been cut, or you're in pain or anything, a lot of time God is pruning us. He's doing that. He's taking us through that so that we can make it to the other side. It's okay. You know, I just think, go ahead.
No, just saying, like she's saying, and when you got a cut, everything to hit that cut, it's already tender, so if you accidentally step on my toe, and it's an accident, I might just be able to say, oh, okay, no, it's cool. But if it's a bruise there, if it's already a cut, if it's damage there, my response might be different because it's going to hurt worse. So even when you think about having cuts or bruises, so to speak, that could be what you bring in to your marriage. You can show up to your marriage cut up, and because of his grace, our war wounds don't look like the war we fought, but it don't mean the war wounds aren't there. Right. So when you have those kind of wounds and or damage, from whatever it is, people have childhood trauma. We're in a day right now where so much anxieties and depression and things going on. So to even try to be on one accord with someone else is even that much harder. So when you come from damage, you know what I'm saying, or you come from past hurt, past pain, stuff like that, you kind of come in tender, and now everything hurts more. Everything hurts more. You know, everything is sharp. If it's just basic conversation, you know, why why you didn't close the window? Why you didn't do that? And it's, you know, why you know, it's just stuff like that because you're already tender. So how about trying to heal properly from cuts? You know, work on healing properly from cuts or bruises or damage so we can be effective and give one another what we need. What you think?
Yep, and another thing is your spouse is, I believe, like designed to make you more fruitful. Yeah. You know, he's here to build me up. He's here to do the same for me. We're here for each other. So, you know, when there's things that I would say constantly come up in your marriage, like, you know, an issue, you know, and the issue might come once, and it might come again. It might come again and again and again. That same issue may come up more than once. I believe, you know, we also have to know that there may be something that God wants us to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if he's telling me, I want you to wash the dishes more, you know, something, you know, just whatever. That's not our case, but you know, if that was the case, you know, saying it constantly, you know, or this is a real one right here. Yeah. You know, you what is it? You need to be, not because I'm a nice person, so I don't want to say nice, but he'll say something like, maybe if we out in public, you know, we're out and maybe the waitress did something, or, you know, I'm like, look, you know, or whatever. Right. So he's telling me like, you know, it's all right, you know.
Give her some grace.
It's okay, you know, and then, you know, that could be God working through him for me, you know, and a lot of times we take it personal. Yeah. You take it personal and it's like, man, you know,
like you
whatever, you can go, like you're picking with me, and I'm going to be defensive because I feel like I don't think I'm doing nothing wrong, but I believe in that God is, you know, showing you yourself. You know, he's helping him help me, or, you know, the wife help the husband, or vice versa.
The delivery in that is key. Can we be transparent for a minute? If 3 people tell me to keep it real, I'm about to keep it real. I'm just looking. I need 3 people in the comments to tell me to keep it real. If y'all say it, we going there. In the meantime, I'm gonna wait on it to come. We came off the best weekend ever. We just enjoyed ourselves. We got away. We had a wonderful time.
Did
we got home, and today, let me tell you how the enemy worked. We knew we had this plan. We were so prepared for this thing, and we fell out. We haven't even been falling. I mean, we fell out, you know, and it was like, even with calling the enemy out, even with calling him out, you know, and knowing that, it did not stop the fact that it was there. I mean, we were at, like, y'all lucky we here right now.
Right, because I almost text Pastor like, you know what?
Not before I was going to text.
Not today. Not today.
But yeah, so with those things, and with the situation, or what we were having a debate about, or an argument, that wasn't a debate, you know. We had to step back. Like, you know, sometimes when somebody is, I communicate. I feel like, you know, I'm the person talking. So a lot of times in marriages and relationships, you get the woman is kind of usually saying how she feel and what's on her, you know, and a lot of times in our case, that's usually me. So that's usually me. So I have, I don't know what to call, you know, I have a thing with thinking, you know, I'm always telling you what I need, what I feel, you know, what I going, and then her on the other hand, she's quiet, you know, so she's not saying as much. So she's not saying as much. I have a habit of thinking when she's not saying as much that my issues don't matter. That what I'm saying to her, she doesn't, you know, so then that takes it to the next level. Like, you don't even care, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, you get worked up in those type of situations. So trying to get in front of these things is key, because the enemy is that slithery rascal. He'll slide up on you. He will slide up on you. So you have to be careful. I like to say that we have to call him out when you see him. You have to call him out. Clearly, if he's coming at you from across the field, if you look over at him and tell him, hey, that ain't nothing but the enemy, he got to freeze and he got to turn around. That don't mean he done, but he going to take another route. You got some time before he slide up on you. But if you don't call him out, he'll keep coming. He'll bite you right on your ankles, and then you have a problem. So to try and be, growth, the constant growth in marriage is key. Like, you cannot let up, because we've been in a position where we're like, oh man, we really growing, we really doing good, far as in the marriage, and we're doing that, and then we get to, you can get relaxed on the fact, and he's just waiting on you to let your guard down. The nerve of you to think y'all about to do good and be all in love and be happy. No, it's not that. Right. So you gotta try to get in front of these. That's it, my old slew foot. Yeah. So you gotta try and get in front of these things. What you think?
I think that's good. So we do have a couple with us here on this evening. We got a guest with us. So we're gonna go ahead and
get ready to
bring them in.
This is my long time, my childhood friend. We closing in on 30 years. So we got Kamario and Poppy Powell here. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Doing great.
Welcome, y'all. Y'all go ahead. Y'all can introduce yourselves.
Tell us how long you've been married.
Okay. My name is Poppy. We've been married 3 years.
Going on 3 years.
Going on 3 years, July. We've been together off and on since like 2008. But we've known each other since 1994, and we started off as like really good friends.
Need that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like you guys, we're a blended family. We have 7 kids and we share 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let me ask this question then. Being a blended family and you guys only share the 1, but clearly you have them in home together, right? Is that tough for you?
Yeah, it is. It's very tough. Because everyone has their own personalities. So you combine everybody together and you want to make sure everyone's happy and everybody is comfortable in their own skin or whatever. So my other kids don't live exactly with me. So when they come and visit, I have to make sure that they're comfortable, in their skin, and they're able to, come here and say, hey, I'm comfortable over Dad's house, and then it's a totally different set of rules, while they're here at our house. And, we have to restructure everything. You have to do your chores, pick up after yourself. And so it's extremely difficult. Right, but all the kids are good. There hasn't been one time we were just like, oh, I'm ready to go home. I'm done with this.
Unless they get each other.
But it's nothing to do with the household overall. So that's kind of things that we try to set the tone and say, and it's extremely for the kids that actually are living with it. It's an adjustment to them as well, because it's more dishes, it's more trash,
more things to get done.
That too is because they're my daughters that live with us. So I was a single parent, so they were so used to it just being us 3, and to transition and to have a father in the home is kind of a difficult transition. But luckily, they already knew him and he knew them, so they had a relationship. But it's still kind of different going from just us 3 for so long to having a male in the house.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because us personally, that became so, like you said, when when other kids are coming over, you're trying to definitely, you don't want them to feel that they're not as much as part. That's already tough. But for me, do you feel like you're more sensitive to
yes and no
to certain children?
Not really though. Now I know what you're saying, but not really. Not with my kids, because everyone has their own space, and there hasn't been, like I said, there hasn't been an actual moment to where they felt like they wasn't a part of our family, so they fit right in. And then like we do like activities like on purpose just to make sure to break the ice.
Yeah,
because it's like 2 or 3 month gap between the time that they come see us. So we try to do something to where everyone's together, where it's movie night, whether or not we do like vision boards or we play a game, just to include everybody in to break the ice. And then really is really smooth. You do have times where where they get disciplined, and it's like, oh, they don't have to deal with that here. I mean, at home, but it's a different set of rules. So that's really the only adjustment. But there hasn't been no, actually like comfortable like catering or anything like that. That's been smooth. So and that's more of a testament to how blessed I am with the kids, on both sides.
So before y'all came on here, we were talking about coming in with wounds, coming in with damage. So if you don't mind me saying, Mario, I know you've been married before.
Yeah.
So you're coming in. Do you ever feel? Do you come in? Do you try to make sure you don't bring in your old war wounds from your
past? I try to subconsciously. I'm pretty sure that I revert back to those same feelings and things like that. But you just kind of got to you got to check yourself. And say that's not this is not who who I'm with now. But sometimes you do subconsciously say, hey, marriage is all the same, and really it's not. It goes by who you with, and the dynamics, how well y'all get along,
definitely
like that. So you got to put yourself in a place. You know what? I'm the one that's tripping. Which is hard being a tourist.
Hard to check yourself. Oh, it's so hard to see yourself.
But you do gotta put yourself and check and look yourself in the mirror and say you married for a reason. You got married again for a reason. So I have to really say really put the meaning of trust. We always say trust, and it's a word that we throw out there, but it's hard to do. It's very difficult to say, I'm going to trust this person to have my back, to trust that it's something that's fresh and new, and that she's able to put me in my place too. Like, hey, like it's not like what you think. It looks like that to you, but really you get it from this angle.
Yeah.
And it's been so positive, like on every level, not just in our marriage, but just in life in general. If I come home and tell her about a situation, she say, well, why don't you look at it like this? I'm like, man, they doing me dirty. They they all against me. And she's like, well, wait, what? What happened? I share the whole story, and it's totally flipped around. Like maybe you should have did something a little bit different.
Having a different view on things definitely help.
Yeah.
So we know that so we're in the process of opening, starting a business.
Okay.
Together, starting a business together. Clearly, she's been doing her entrepreneurship thing for a while. We know that you guys have a lot of business, together. How's that though? How's that like
working together in business? As far as entrepreneurs, how do you balance that?
I'm gonna start off and say the one thing, like when we first started dating back in 2008, we always had the vision of doing properties together, buying properties, renting them out and everything. So then once we got married and we started doing it, it kind of was something easy because we had already talked about it in the past about how we want to do it and everything. And we both come with different types of knowledge to help that business. So like, I worked at Lowe's forever. I worked in admin and ops. So I'm like more the operations person, paperwork and everything, and he's the other side. So it works for us with business.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and I would say it's not easy. It's kind of more at least from our experience, it's more like a separation type of deal. You have to sit down and just have separate conversations and not intertwine the marriage piece and the business piece.
That's good.
It may be like in the morning, like the morning is like my best time to think. We be together all night and I don't say nothing, but in the morning it just clicks. Hey, I need you to do this. I need you to take care of this. I need you to call this person. I need you to do this. It's
like, teamwork make the dream work, because everybody brings something to the table.
Exactly.
So everybody brings something to the table.
Yeah.
And then, at a time, it'd be like, lunchtime, or, I call and say, hey, was you able to get a hold of this person and that person? It's like, yeah, I got a hold of this person. I took care of this. I took care of that. And it's just it's really communication, really. And that's really it. And I think most problems get solved with just communication.
Yeah,
that's just talking. It could be something where in my head I'm thinking, man, she didn't take care of this, she didn't do this and do that. And then I talked to her about it. She'd be like, well, yeah, I did. They didn't answer the phone.
you know what we're learning about communication is also what type. Effective communication is key, because sometimes what we think is communication ain't always communication. Everybody I'm learning that you have people that are nonverbal communicators, so you have different people that, communicate different. And I think that's just so key, to definitely to marriage.
Absolutely.
You can't be like, well, I said this, but I didn't say it. I didn't say it out. Right. But you should have known that's what I was thinking. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. So you have to, communicate healthy. It has to be healthy.
Because when you don't communicate, you'll answer for them. In
your mind, you make it like, oh, well, this is
that's a no.
Or just that must be what you think. So communication.
And the communication do help on the other end too, because there's times when I don't have my cell phone on me and she's not able to get a hold of me, so she has to make a decision. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, she has to make a decision without talking to me, and then she, so it's just more of a communication piece of saying, okay, well, I know he like this, I know you don't want this, but then she'll backfill me in. I'll be like, okay, that's cool. Or it might be the opposite. Everything it doesn't run smooth. I'll be like, well, we should have did it like this, but then she'd be like, well, I did it like this because of blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, that was way better than how I would have handled it.
So I see Yana just said something about the comprehension of communication.
So and not just talk.
I just talk.
And that's another key thing. Like, even the way he was talking about delivery earlier, like the way something is delivered to you. If you're coming at a person, yelling or whatever way, somebody might just block you out. Like, I hear you, but I'm not hearing you because you're not talking my language. You're talking, your language. So I think we have to learn to, take a step back and look at ourselves, even in communication, period. Like he said, I'm not a big communicator, but I'll sit back and I'll analyze and, think about some stuff, and I may not respond, when I should or when he feels I should, but, just learning each other and, continuing to grow. It's all about growth. And
I was just saying, how you were saying that, you tone them out, and the First Lady was saying block out, and then the person that's talking probably is never even realizing you're like, so Mario, I know we're a lot alike. I know we're a lot alike. So so
we're probably had this conversation.
Oh, did y'all? All right. So growth, right, Pastor Hendon? Yeah. So we're constantly, so I have to try and stop not communicating, but stop, because I'm just going, because I'm saying what I feel. I'm and sometimes, I'm so used to hearing people say, well, men don't normally talk, or men don't, so I'm thinking like, well, you got to one up. You got somebody that that actually communicate and tell you what's going on. Men don't even normally do this. This, you got something special. I'm trying to tell, do you want me to just be quiet and shut down, but then sometimes
you have to, what First Lady just said, stop talking.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to stop talking. So I have another subject. What about social media and marriage? Social media is a big part of people's lives, period. Yeah. Some people can't even step out of bed without checking Facebook, Instagram, notifications. So how does social media affect your marriage?
Go ahead.
Is it competing? Is social media
competing with your marriage? Right.
No, I don't think we've never had an issue with social media.
Okay.
Do you think? No.
No, because she's big on it. I'm not. I may go on there and don't say much. So social media is not really that big of a piece for it. Okay. I use it now just for look for contractors and things like that. Mm-hmm. It's not really, it's not really my angle or thing really as far as like being in a marriage or anything like that.
Okay.
So it's not really that deal.
Us neither, really, but we hear a lot of people say that it is. It's not really with us, so it was just trying to check and see, because
some people it does affect, because that's some people just like this.
Yeah,
like this right now. Oh, like that, so just can't stay off of it. So
and it's usually me just doing some research or me just looking up stuff
because it could clearly take time away from your marriage, and then if you stuck in routine anyway, because man, it's easy to get your routine. You get just stuck in routine, and then before you know it, where you at? Have we even, like we actually spending time together. So for us, we're like, since we're trying to start the business, it's like she gets off work, I got work, and then we're like, we got to put in hours towards this every night to just try to stay consistent. So for the last couple months, we're just like putting in hours in the evening, and before you know it, we're tired. We might catch our show if we missed the show, and then or two shows if we, and then. But now we're up all late. We're going to bed, and going to bed late ain't always the best thing in marriage, because by the time you get to the bed, you're tired. So read between the lines. So with that being said, So
so how do you? So basically, like, even with working, my mercy, even with working,
sorry, Pastor.
when we're trying to work together, it's like, how do you
transition?
How do you convert to seeing each other? Like, like, how do you convert to intimacy? Not necessarily, sex, but how do you convert to time and compassion when you're so busy trying to either start the business, work the business, your regular jobs, even if you don't have a business? How do you learn? How do you get back to each other? Like,
we make sure that Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, that's all. It's us, just us.
Balance,
nothing else. No business, no school, nothing, just us. We watch our shows. If we want to go out, do whatever. But we make sure Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we devote those days to just us.
That's good.
Yeah, it's usually family time. We may go out, to say, hey, it's want to go out, like or she have a movie or a show that's lined up. We binge watch, but we usually have those times, and we like being around each other too. That's good.
That's key. So let me ask you this: when you're talking about movie time and stuff like that, are we talking about you two, or you're talking about the family?
Friday nights we try to do family. All the kids. If all the kids are here, we do all the kids. If it's just the girls, my two daughters here and Carter, we don't talk about him, but it'll just be us watching the movie on Friday nights. But like Saturday and Sunday, that's us. That's our time.
Yeah.
But a Friday night.
Because
I was gonna say she'll sit up and like all day Saturday, all day Sunday, she'll watch football with me. And that's that's rare.
Let's get into that. I watch college because I don't like college football.
Right.
But I'll watch college with him.
Yeah, because you also can get to when you got a family, you also can get caught into thinking the time together is always family time. And we definitely learned after we had got blessed enough to get some of these rascals out of the house. It was like, wow, this is great. This is great. And then the impact it make, because once one had to show back up, it made a difference. It made a difference to the point, if I'm being honest, that when I knew it was about to happen, I was already in my head thinking about my marriage, right? I was already in my head thinking about my marriage. When it was like, it's about to happen, I'm like, no, that's what all of our arguments are about, is the kids, this, that, and the third. So it got good, and then was like, wait, what you mean? Wait, what do you mean we reneging? Somebody, and then, and sure enough, actually, like we said, we had a big blow up today, and our arguments are usually about the kids. So, we have to, try to make sure, family time ain't always
right.
Family, we gotta, when they are gone, we don't want to be sitting in the house, staring at two different sides of the wall.
Exactly.
We learned that, in counseling. I remember that.
Said they will come back.
They will come back.
Yeah.
So are vacations important? Family and just personal vacations. And
y'all know us.
Yeah,
we know y'all.
Right.
We'll vacation once a month if we can.
Y'all travel, right? Y'all do travel.
Yeah, I think it's very important to just get away. And
we try to do like vacations together, just us, then vacations with the kids. So that way we can still get a little bit of being able to take the kids different places, but still having that time for ourselves.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's very important.
Yeah. It's needed. It's needed, because you get caught in routine and day-to-day life, and sometimes you feeding the other. You're not feeding both sides of the relationship. You're feeding the business side. You're feeding the family. So that getting away is important. That's for everybody, even pastors. Take a vacation. Right.
And I remember when we was on one of our vacations, and somebody came up with one of the properties. I'm like, oh man, I have to get to it. And she was just like, we're on vacation. Don't even worry about it. But I'm just so stuck with, business minded. And she was just like, you know what? We'll take care of that when we get back. Ain't nothing we can do from over here. Right. Put that phone up. And so, you need that, you need that balance, and somebody to tell you like, yo, put that away.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself.
And she's that for me.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, really.
That's great.
So gender roles. Do gender roles exist in your marriage? Like, do somebody do certain things all the time? Do she only cook? I about only cook over here.
Man, I do make a nice breakfast. Don't do me. I can do breakfast now.
Yeah. But like he works, so I don't work right now. I stay at home with the baby. But I do most all the housework, whatever. I don't mind. I don't care because I got to do it anyways. If he wasn't in the picture, it still got to get done. Right. But I feel like he goes out every day, goes to work to take care of our home, and why should he had to come home, wash his clothes, make his own dinner. So I was like, it doesn't bother me. So
yeah.
You know what else too? Where you have to. What works for other people you gotta do what works for you in your marriage. Like we said, we're here. We don't have all of the answers, and there's no perfect key to that. And you can get caught in trying to follow what someone else, somebody else's script, and that just don't work for you. You know, you have to do whatever works for you, you know. And I think a lot of times people get, when it comes to gender roles, you know, a lot of times, you know, people can get caught up on that, because like Kiki said, her husband only cooks.
He only cooks.
Right. So you understand, you know, like that's just his thing. You know what I'm saying? First lady said she love your breakfast, Pastor. Say you love my breakfast.
I love your breakfast.
Okay. Yeah. So,
you know, it makes me thankful too, because like I said, with my daughters, I was a single mom. So I could work from 5 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I didn't get to do as much with them, with school wise and just everyday regular life, because I'm at work trying to make sure I got a house for it. But with him, it's like now I'm able to stay home and have more time with my son. And I'm so thankful for that, you know, I don't have to send him to daycare every single day.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's good. That's definitely good. But I don't think gender roles really exist too much in ours, you know. You know, he washes clothes.
Yeah,
you know, so
I also do that. I wash better. So I ain't never let her wash my clothes. She ruined one load early in dating. I'm like, I gotta replace all these scrubs.
She shrunk your Grand Hill jersey.
Man, every since you can't put these in the dryer. So after that, you know, it's like I wash my own. Yeah, so we don't really have that gender role type you know, situation here, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's what you just said. I mean, what works for one, you know, may not work, you know, for others. I mean, I told her I will cook, but if I cook, she got to promise to eat it.
Right.
But yeah, we kind of get everything, you know, have the, hey, you know, we're gonna eat tonight. And then we got help with the girls as well, like kids do their chores and things like that.
Yeah.
So and we have to do particular roles, you know, in our household, but it's not like I can't, you know, if she needs help with anything, you know, I help. She's like, hey, can you grab Carter? I need to do this and then I'm like, okay, I got him. Because he can be a handful, you know.
Yeah, when they work together, you know, but that's also what love is. You know, I heard somebody say that they said love is charity. And they basically said you're giving love to somebody who can't afford to pay you back. That means you're gonna love unconditionally. You can't love with expectation. You know, if I can say it like that, you know, like you just have to, in any situation, like you just have to be the best version of you. You got to be the best version of you. You do your work, you know, you do your part. And I promise you what I've learned is it kind of just come together in any situation with having odds or differences. If you just say, I'm going to just right or wrong, I'm going to be the best version of me in this situation. I'm going to take a step back and say, let me view, maybe I wasn't wrong, but let me see what I could have done different, and you know, that's going to be love, you know. So it's all charity work, you know. It's charity work, and clearly we in it for the long haul, you know. So we all charity cases, y'all. To each other. Yeah,
I think marriage brings out the best in each other. You know, it brings out the best in you, because basically, you know, we want to be, you know, more like God. You want to, you know, we were created in His image.
Come on,
so
now.
when we're created in His image, you know, we should be working towards the way that God loves us. We should be trying to love, you know, our spouses the same way. You know, I believe, you know, that's really what it boils down to. Like, you know, we want to be more Christ-like and more like God, and you know, if we create in His image is love. So
imagine you trying to love like that. Oh man, we just racing to outlove each other. At that point, this is great,
right?
You know, if we're attempting to do that, you know, to be more Christ-like, and with our love, and we're giving that kind of intentional agape love like that, like we cannot, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You have to do it. You have to do it. You know what I'm saying? And just love, period. I tell so many people, I tell my partners, I tell so many, I just love people anyway. I ain't never, everybody know I'm secure enough in my manhood that everybody around me that seen me cry, everybody that see me emotional, so things like that. I definitely ain't got no problem with saying I love you. Like, I love you, back.
I love you,
yeah, see, but I love y'all. I love y'all. And I love everybody on here. Y'all gotta say it back. I'm reading. But no, definitely. But
I think marriage also shows you what is not strong in you. And I believe, our spouses is here to help fill that. So if I'm not strong in a certain area, he's stronger in that area. So, when God put us together, he already knew what he put together. He already knew the plan. So, if I'm weak in communication and he's stronger in communication, although I don't talk as much, or, he still helps bring it out of me. Like right now, I'm talking, I'm running my mouth, and I don't do that normally, So, so at the end of the day, I believe God it all just works itself out. It works itself out. He has a plan for us, a vision for our marriages. So I believe as long as we continue and keep him first, keep him in the center of it.
And I agree, because I used to always hear this, always be like, oh, I got to talk to my better half. And I'm like, what does that, even mean? But now I know exactly what they mean, because, I can have a bad day at work or whatever, but then I'll think about her in my ear saying, Mario, just relax, just chill. Whatever, and she, and she gives me that calm. If I call her, it's that calm that she gives me, because as a Taurus, I get ramped up. And she just gives me that, that calm, to say, what, it's not, not that big of a deal. We're gonna get through it, we're gonna work it out. Whatever it may be, I got your back.
Man,
or whatever. And that means like so, so much, because she's calm. She don't raise her voice, she don't yell, she don't get hyped, she don't get over emotional, and I get all of that.
See, so she helps balance. She helps balance you.
100%.
I'm a Libra.
So that's why y'all gotta stop saying happy wife, happy life. Nope, happy spouse, happy house. Everybody deserves to be happy in this situation, because clearly if you trying to do it all one way, somebody gonna drown, or somebody's gonna be overwhelmed at some point. They're trying it, but it don't work. I seen that assistant Pastor Woods said marriage is not 50-50, and I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, because you're looking for that. Because how about this? One day I might be the 80. One day I might, like, I think that's going to continue to flip depending on what it is and situations like that. And we have to, you just got to be intentional. I know I say that word a lot, but just being intentional about making it work. Making it 100%. We working. Oh man, we done ran through them. Look, we was nervous for a minute about the time. We didn't think we had enough. But we definitely thank you, pals, for coming on here, hanging out with us. Kind of laughing,
this was fun.
Like that. We really, really appreciate. We love y'all. We love you with everything that was in us. We're gonna continue. We just want. Satan is so busy. Satan is so busy right now that he is attacking marriages. He's been doing it. He's been on a roll right now for a minute anyway. So we have to try to, like I say, stay alert, and he got to keep his hands off of these marriages. What God has put together. You see what I'm saying? But we definitely are glad y'all joined us for this. Oh, somebody have a question? Go ahead. We open for questions right now. Questions. I'm sorry. It's coming. But so we're gonna wait on the questions, but
we can take a couple questions.
Yeah, definitely we can take a couple questions. So if anybody got some questions, ask the questions. This is great. Thank you. Hey, Pops.
Hey, Dad.
Everybody popping up on here.
Yes, this has been great.
Yeah, so
and let's not forget about the 5 love languages are very key in marriage, you know, knowing each other's love language, because, you know, he may want me to, you know, say words of affirmation, tell him, you know, things, and I may want acts of service, you know, and if he's giving me, you know, a bunch of something that's not my love language, I'm not hearing it, because that's not the language I speak. So I would suggest that everybody go out and get this book. I don't know if you can see it. It's the 5 Love Languages.
I got one too for men.
They have one for men as well.
First lady had a question.
What was First Lady's question?
She said, it went away. What do you do if your spouse has a different love language?
Oh.
Well, clearly, because ours are different. Ours, I mean, you know, when we did the thing, like, you know, opposites attract, you know what I'm saying? So it's different, but I think that being intentional about putting in the word.
Knowing, first of all.
Yeah.
You need to know what your spouse's love language is, because if you don't know, you can't feed him.
Yeah.
You know, you can't feed him the way he needs to be fed if you don't know it. So I believe knowing first is, you know, number one. And then once you know, you actually have to be intentional, is a word, be intentional about doing it. Be intentional about, you know, making sure you're loving that person in the way that they'll be able to receive it.
Right. I don't know if that answers your question, First Lady, but so like we said, clearly whatever works better.
Calm yourself down.
How much time we got? No. Clearly, you know, first of all, before we say this, we'll say whatever works in your situation, in your marriage, first of all. But
works. Whoever is the strongest.
Over here, she got dudes pulling up here every day. Amazon. Who else your buddies? FedEx.
Okay, well, let's not act like they're not your best friends.
I don't rock with
them. It's for the house, right?
Say that again.
It's for the house. It's for the house or the business.
Clearly, Pastor. Before we ain't gotta get into it like that, but definitely whoever is better with it, because it's not going to be the same in every marriage or relationship. And these things we're saying are not just for married people. I mean, these are people who are dating that are, may get married, or these things are going to come up, and these things probably come up just in courting. So
and one thing I will say about finances, because I handle the finances in our household.
That's right, Tinker.
But the thing is that just to compare, she trusts me enough to handle the money. Okay. And so I think that, that says a lot about her, because she's really secure to say, okay, you handle the money, and pay all the bills and things like that. And she trusts me enough to make sure that she has enough, to do what she needs to do, and take care of the household. So it really just depends, that's a real good, deep conversation, that you got to have with your significant other, whether or not you're married or not.
Yeah,
that's who's gonna handle the money, and just lay it all on the table, and that's one of the first things we did when we moved in together was lay everything on the table, and then we also adjusted, on the fly, but that was always a conversation. It wasn't just assumed.
That might answer her question. I was gonna bring her question. Said Katinka asks, how is that determined? I'm assuming she's asking, how is that determined who's better? Because everybody might think that they, that they're better with it. But I think what you were saying, Mario, basically, it might switch. That might switch, that might switch with anything. Just like, one minute somebody might be working, the next person might be laid off, and sometimes people might be in a certain different state of mind, so that could easily change my opinion, or just like he said,
Yeah. And now I think as our relationship has evolved, like she's taking over some of the bills, like she's responsible for, taking care of a few bills and say, hey, this is paid, this need to be paid, and things like that. Okay. So it definitely has evolved.
You know how it can switch when the one person is trying and they messing it up. Like We got to be, you have to be honest at that point. You can't just keep on and drive us out of house and home. You know, at some point, we got to be real with ourselves. Like, you got to be honest. So like, if maybe it started out, it seemed like, you know, one person was better, but now it's like, okay, this ain't happening. This ain't happening. How this happen? Then at that point, we got to come back to the table. We got to come back to the table and be honest about it, and then deal with it from that aspect. But definitely whatever works in your situation, in your marriage, in your home, you know, definitely.
Can I say too, another thing that he does is we'll do like maybe like every 6 months, we'll go over everything, our budget together. So I can see a visual of where the money like everything's coming in and everything that's going out and how much we have. So that's something that we do too.
So that was another thing that I had as far as couple having couple goals, you know, and personal goals, you know, and then coming together on the goal. So once, you know, you have couple goals that you set, say you set it at the beginning of the year, you know, we have these goals. We're going to do this. And then if you don't do it, like, when do you pick back up and look at it again? You know, it can be the whole next year and we back here like, okay, we wrote down these goals and we checked off one or we checked off two. And it's like, I think that's a good, you know, idea. Like, I think you need to start checking in monthly with stuff, you know, or every other month or something, just to make sure that goals are being met for your home, you know, for your household, because it's very important. If we growing, we need to make sure, you know, we going in the same direction.
Yeah, don't just make a New Year's resolution and then we check back in on December 30th, you know, at the next year, and it's like, wait, none of that didn't go down like I thought our savings was supposed to be right here. Wait. Yeah, so yeah, definitely just as much as you need to. Somebody, y'all might do every 6 months. Somebody might need to do every month. Somebody might need to do it every payday.
Right.
Somebody might need to do it every payday. Wait. The money in. Let's stop. Let's sit here and let's do this. You know, before, because all it takes is for somebody to get there and make a stop before they even, you know, and everything messed up. Somebody make the wrong stop on the way home on payday. So you might need to revisit it every payday, you know, if whatever works for you.
Any more questions?
Any more questions, anyone?
There was a couple more in there. There was
should you have
friends of the
scroll up? You talked a little bit.
Should you have, first lady said, should you have friends of the opposite sex? I know us, my best friend is a female. So, you know, that's in us. I mean, everybody, you know, like you say, everybody different. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine.
Yeah, we both have friends of the opposite sex, and I've met he's met mine, and no issues.
That would be another one of those things that whatever works for you, because if it's a problem, then, you know, clearly we need to meet back up on payday. You know? If it's a problem, how should you handle someone that thinks they're right but they're not? So
that's the tourist.
Well,
okay. First of all, I would say, how do we determine that they're not? You know, if it's a clear cut, they're not, then, you know, we gotta, that's all back in communication to me, you know. Oh, I'm out the camera. That's back to communicating. That's back, you know, that's back to being in good communication, you know what I'm saying? Because if we're communicating, you gotta see yourself. You gotta see yourself too. You know, you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, man, you know what? Even if that takes some regrouping, if that take, you know, you might think about it, or you might have a conversation with somebody else, you know. But to be able to come back and say that, you know what, you know, I thought I was right, or I viewed it different, because maybe sometimes they could just always think they're right, or it could be the perception. Perception could be an issue with, you know, why I thought I was right in that situation, you know. And then the more we communicate, we realize, oh wait, well, that wasn't even what was being said. And accountability. So accountability, that's accountability. At that point, when I accept and own that, okay, maybe I was not right. Accountability be me coming forth and saying that. And if I owe up an apology at that time, then I got to do that. No matter what that does to me or my manhood, that's what I got to do. Basically, right. We ain't gonna go there, God Mama, but we all got the same kind of birthday. How do you make relationships work when we have different off days? What do you mean? Different off days, like you're saying, like far as time together? Is that what you mean, D?
I think
work days.
He's saying like when relationships work when you have different. Basically, I'm thinking you're saying
we got different days off.
Just different day. You gotta kind of like what we were saying earlier. If that's what you're saying, D, you gotta make time.
Mm-hmm.
And here go the thing: people make time for what they want to make time for. Somebody can act like I'm ripping, I'm running, I'm busy, I can't never do this. But you make time for what you want to make time for. Somehow.
And piggyback off of that, like I say, I'm the one that's working, but there's times where I know that if I have to, work overtime or work a little bit longer, we'll plan for that. So if it's a show that that we want to watch or something like that, together we'll say, hey, we watching this at this time. Like, do a little fist bump.
Hey, it might be a late night, but yeah.
But that was one of the things you have to, and I think one thing we do good at is scheduling dates. Just scheduling time together. We got a little calendar on the refrigerator, and it just say, hey, this is what we doing, this day. It ain't just, just fly by night. Hey, I see you tonight. We actually write it down. And what it does, it says, hey, this is what we committed to doing, and we spending time together, and everything else is secondary.
See, I think we don't make the dates, but we make sure it happens. You know what I'm saying? So, and that kind of work for us. So it's kind of because of how things go, so we don't necessarily, I'm just saying that's what worked for us. We make sure it happens. So we're going to be intentional that we get this time in this week, but it don't always work, schedule wise, like that for us, you know what I'm saying? But clearly, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
That's like prioritizing, prioritizing your marriage.
Exactly.
Frida said, be flexible in your relationship, listen, be patient, be receptive to concerns and ideas.
Any more questions?
If we got any more questions, we could take right quick before.
That's a good one.
How do you plan date night when you don't enjoy the same activities?
Take one for the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take one for the team. I gotta. Yeah. Remember, you gotta go fish. That's Brian.
I do not like college football. It's too many teams. I don't like college basketball. It's too many teams to follow. But I just suck it up, and I'll be like, okay, we're gonna watch football all.
Yeah. You're gonna have to take one for the team.
Compromise.
But also, one thing I would say too is find activities that you do like together. It could be something that you've never done before, she's never done before, but you guys, hey, you want to take a cooking class or. Right. Something that you guys never done before that this is kind of cool. That's some of the things that
you'd be surprised.
Yeah. And that's one thing that we were like, oh man, and then all of a sudden that'd be our thing now.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it was with her. I used to be complaining about her not wanting to come work out, and she and then before you know it, she started and she started liking it. So yeah, good question, Brian. Good question. Yeah. First Lady, you had a question up there. It went away. It said something about falling. I thought it said falling out of love. What do you do if you fall out of love?
Ooh.
Maybe you need to come in. I don't know how to answer that.
Let me say, because we've dated off and on over the years. So I think I don't want to say we ever fell out of love, but we might not have been feeling each other as strong in that like in 2012, we might not have been talking or feeling each other. But when we come back and talk again in 2013, it's kind of like we're dating each other again, getting back to know that person that we loved before. So it kind of make us be like, oh wait, I do love him again. Let me.
Hey, if it's worth it, then I believe you're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to put in the work. I think if it's worth it, if it's worth it to you, then you're gonna have to put in the work. You're gonna have to put in the work. I don't know if that get it all the way answered, First Lady, but we got it around the edge. We ain't gonna jump in the middle of the pool on that one. I mean, with the answer at least.
Yeah.
Shayna had a question.
What's the
smallest, cutest thing you love about your partner? Both of y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all can go first.
I can go first. I think one thing that I love about her is just, man, she just kind of like your shirt says, peace. Man, she brought extreme peace in my life. And that's one thing that was really missing. And I just like her calmness, don't get too up, don't get too low, it's even keel. And I need that. Yeah.
I need you to be my for sure. How about you, Poppy?
It might not be a small thing.
She gotta think hard.
Shayna, you starting stuff.
I just love the ability that he has to just like put me first and make sure that I'm good. Like he always makes sure that I'm good, no matter what. Like even like on a daily basis, eating, drinking, just let me have 10 minutes from Carter.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. How about you?
I would say throughout the years, I would say your love for me. Like you know how you seen it. I seen it change, I would say. So, now it's a deeper, pure love, and I feel it, and I think that might be the cutest thing about you right now.
Right. I would say her patience. She it ain't always been good. And her patience, to hang in there. The durability, she is a patient person. And I love, like, I don't know if that's small, but yeah, patience. Good question, though. Good question, Shayna.
Good question.
Yeah, great question.
All right.
We could do this all night.
Right. So we don't get in trouble. We want to be invited back.
Right.
But
I did stay up to 6 a.m. that one day talking.
Right. Well, we'll catch up and talk. So Mario was gone. He'd been in the service, he left for 20 years before he retired. So we don't see each other. So when we do get together, we could do this every time. Yep. Is that another question?
No.
Yeah.
So definitely, we just want to thank everybody for joining. Definitely at this time, we would ask that everybody, if you could sow a seed. The ways to do that should be going across the bottom of your screen. We got Givelify. We have Cash App,
$ Free Life Temple. You can mail to 507 North Perry,
or you can pull up right at the mail. All right, send it through the mail. Yeah. So definitely, if you could do that, but we just thank everybody. We thank everybody who logged on and participated. We thank you all so much for spending your Valentine's Day with us. We want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day.
We love y'all, the pals. Thank y'all for joining.
We love y'all too.
Yeah. Hopefully, people, we all were able to learn something, or something, something to grow on.
Yeah, because y'all helped us.
Yes. Something to use for a ladder, what I'm saying, instead of a crutch, so let's do it. Love you all.
You bet.
And thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for spending your time with us. Thanks a lot, Pastor Jones, the First Lady, for trusting us with this. We really do appreciate that. It's a humbling experience. And we want everyone to have a wonderful evening. Take care. Love you all.
Bye-bye.
See y'all.
Okay.
Valentine's Day.
Bye.